Wow, I don't even know where to start. So a few hours after 2023's first state of play, a WB earnings call was leaked to Twitter due to one of the staff members, I think, accidentally starting a live stream. And holy crap. Look, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, but this is nuts. I do feel bad for Ed Boon and the NetherRealm team because I know for a fact we weren't meant to find out this way, and I'm pretty sure that call was meant to be private for obvious reasons. I'm not going to show the clip just in case, but you can search it up on Twitter. That clip has been shared 12 times over. Ha! Still though, I can't believe I'm saying this, but we are actually getting Mortal Kombat 12, and it's coming out later this year. With Mortal Kombat 12, it wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when. So the fact that we're getting Mortal Kombat 12 this year, and within a year of Street Fighter 6 and Tekken 8, is nothing more but the definition of hype. And what is happening? There's already a lot of discussion about MK12, what characters should be in the game, obviously, when could it get revealed, when is the release date, and etc. But I want to talk about my thoughts and personal hopes on the topic. Also, considering the fact on how I have tremor in my intro, and I've yet to talk about Mortal Kombat whatsoever, I think this is a good time to do so. Bit of a shot in the dark, but I think we're gonna get a reveal of MK12 in April. Reason for my logic is because nothing's really happening in both March and April in terms of events. But I say April because next month, on the 26th of May, we're going to get the video game Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. So having MK12 reveal on April and next month have the Suicide Squad game come out, yeah, considering on how they're right next to each other, it does make sense. And I don't think it would take away from Kill the Justice League. It would just say, hey, you're gonna have this reveal and the game that we're really proud of, like, right next to each other. So to me, at least, it does make some sense. As for when the release date could be, so alright. So MK11 was revealed on June 10th, 2010, but was released on April 19th, 2011. MKX was revealed on June 2nd, 2014 and released on April 14th, 2015. And lastly, MK11 was revealed on December 7th, 2018 at the Game Awards, and it was released on April 23rd, 2019. If we didn't get a confirmation that it was coming out this year, I would have said it was gonna be released in either January or February 2024, as I feel like that's a decent amount of time for trailers and feedback. However, since we are getting it this year, my money is on the middle of October 2023. So in April, it might get revealed, and in October, it might get released. In terms of fighting games, I can't think of anything coming out in October. Plus, April to October is a good amount of time for me personally. I think that's a safe bet. It's not too long of a wait, but it's not too short to the point where it's just like, bam, here's the game. You know what I mean? As much as we want that. Still, I think it's a safe bet. To talk about characters, I don't really care just as long as I get my main man Tremor. Like, I don't care who they add. They could add Meat and Mocap Man for all I care. As long as I get Tremor, that's all I care about. That's fine with me. But for those curious, however, we might know who's gonna make an appearance in MK12 thanks to a Twitter user at margin_woo. I will link their Twitter in the description so you can go check them out yourself. But keep in mind that this is a roster prediction using Ed Boon's Twitter Q&As when asked about the likelihood of certain characters returning. And I gotta say, for me personally, this might be the most accurate roster prediction that anyone will ever do. as much as I don't want Mileena to be in any Mortal Kombat game, I'm sorry, but hey, that bitch needs to stay away. That bitch needs to stay the fuck away. So as you can see right here, Wu made a list to pinpoint how likely a character could be. You know, popularity, how impactful they might have on the story, and etc. And looking at this list, it is very interesting. It is actually very interesting. Because obviously you have the guarantees. You have Kung Lao, Liu Kang, Katana, Scorpion, Sub-Zero. That makes sense. But then we go to very likely. Raiden makes sense, somewhat makes sense, I will admit. Tremor's a bit of a shock, which I'm not even gonna complain. Both Chameleons. I would love to see a modern interpretation on what Chameleon and Chameleon could be. That's amazing. Raiko, Smoke, Onaga. That's gonna be a good one. I am worried though that if Onaga does end up in Mortal Kombat 12, he's going to be a pre-order bonus. Like, I mean, come on. They did that with Goro, and they did that with Shao Kahn, and Shao Kahn was in the goddamn game, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did that for Onaga. But yeah, you got Max, Selena. I think that's Selena. I can't remember her name. And Mileena. Yeah. But to look at the other characters as well. Takeda and Kun Jin being in, how they have a chance is really interesting. And it's also interesting that you go further down and you see Jax, Cassie, and Jackie and Unlikely. Even characters like Kano and Kodo Khan, or Aaron Black and Shiva, like characters that are pretty popular and do have a fan base, but you know, there's a good chance they might not even show up. I don't hate Devora like a lot of people do, but yeah, I think it's a safe bet not to include Devora, because hey, she might kill Tremor. I can't have that, you know? I cannot have that. Overall, this is an interesting roster. If we're talking about characters from pretty much guaranteed to very likely, 16 characters as a starting roster is not too bad. That's not bad at all. But if we were to include the have a chance row, we have about 32 characters, which is like 5 fewer characters than MK11 plus its DLC. I think. I'm not good with math. I think for the starting roster for MK12, I think we're going to get around 24 characters. What those characters are, I'm not sure. I think the first 2 rows are a safe bet, but the third row is tricky. I have a gut feeling we will see Takeda and Kun Jin, and not Cassie and Jackie, since Cassie and Jackie, they got MK11 to themselves. So it does make sense that for the next game, that the 2 popular combat kids out of the 4 will have their moment, will have their spotlight in MK12. Other than that, again, I just hope we don't get Mileena. Look, I'm sorry, Mileena fans, but after the harassment and death threats from the Mileena stands with MK11, because God forbid she didn't appear in one game, it makes sense for her not to be added. In all honesty, looking at this and what characters will have a likely chance or not, it's really weird, because you have Onaga, Havoc, Mileena, Shang Tsung, Quan Chi, like, Shinnok, why are they there? You think Liu Kang would be like, okay, I'm not all these villains, all the people that have hurt my friends in some way or another? Nope, they're not going to be part of this timeline. And yet there's a chance that they're going to be part of this timeline. I have a feeling that story-wise, Liu Kang didn't really change much. He just made it so that Shao Kahn wasn't that prevalent. And to be fair, in the new timeline? Not new. I guess in the Mortal Kombat 2011 timeline, he doesn't know about Onaga's existence, so that could have easily been overlooked. And that's why Onaga's gonna appear, most likely. But still, you look at a lot of these and you think, why is again Quan Chi here? Why is Shang Tsung here? How the hell will Noob Saibot work? It's gonna be very interesting how they exactly tackle this and how they're going to explain characters that realistically Liu Kang should have not brought back for very obvious reasons. Now, in terms of gimmicks and what I want to see, we might actually know something. We might actually know what the sort of gimmick, I guess, is going to be. Take this with a grain of salt, but supposedly there's going to be a complex gear crafting system. That is very interesting. So obviously we had the gear system in Injustice 2. It was really flawed. The fact that you had to get these equipment from mostly loot boxes just was not a good idea. MK11 improved it somewhat, but not only did it really not matter, but a lot of them took insane amount of grinding to find where it just was not fun. So having a complex gear system where you can craft your own gear system, possibly mix and match them, is a really interesting idea. Because imagine taking MK9 Scorpion's mask and getting MK11 Scorpion's hood, and putting them together. Not only would this add a lot of customization, fuck me dead, but I don't think it'd be that hard to implement. I just hope that it's not wasted on little things that don't matter. For example, Scarlet's blood container things. All of them look really cool, but you're only gonna faintly see them because of how small they are. Same with Sub-Zero's, the things he has on his side, they could either be bombs or little knives. Don't affect gameplay whatsoever. They are just there for aesthetic, which I don't mind, but at the same time, it's like, come on, you could have given Sub-Zero ice arms. Which, after Snowblind, I really hope Sub-Zero's arm is ice. I hope at least one of his arms is just pure ice. That would be phenomenal. But yeah, aside from that, I know we're not going to get variations again, because to me, MKX still did it best. I think the 3 variation system was a really good idea. MK11 wasn't too bad, the fact on how you can make multiple variations. What I didn't like, however, was the fact on how some of the moves took 2 slots or maybe even 3 slots. It just kind of killed it for me, because it's really? Really? I don't know, 3 felt too little. It genuinely felt too little. And from what we know, they're not going to do variations again. But if they do, I hope it's like MKX, but like this. 3 variations, 3 styles of play. You have a variation that's heavily focused on close range, a second variation that's both close and a zoner, and then a third one where it's heavily zoner. Reason why I say this is because let's take Tremor for example, and you pick variation 1, which is close range. He can still do stuff as a zoner, but he is a fucking monster close range. And let's say you pick variation number 3, the zoner variation. You can still do stuff close range, but you want to be a zoner because you destroy the person's health bar. Something like that. I think that'd be pretty interesting, and obviously it wouldn't be restrictive, I guess, because say for example, you want to play Zoner Reptile, and then maybe later on you're like, you know what, let me give Mixed Reptile a shot, or close range. Stuff like that, and I think it'd be really interesting to see what NetherRealm could come up with in terms of movesets and all of the sort. Another, I guess, gimmick I'd like to see is custom fighter, because I believe it was Armageddon where you could actually make your own custom fighter, and that would be pretty cool. I think that'd be something great to see in the modern era, although I don't blame them if they don't end up doing that, because for obvious reasons the internet has gotten a lot more creative since then. So maybe it's a good idea not to include it, but it'd be a nice addition to see, at least for me personally. You know what, this is out of nowhere. I just thought of a really good guest character. So, this guest character was an idea for Mortal Kombat 11, but because of how Mortal Kombat 11 was basically done, there was no more DLC, there was no more updates, the cycle of that game ended. I think Omni-Man would be a really good choice, especially since on how we are getting Invincible Season 2 later this year. I think Omni-Man for MK12 would be really good. Don't see why not. I think that'd be an amazing idea. I'm trying to think if there is any other gimmicks I would like to see. I think for Chameleon, I want to see some variation. So instead of Sub-Zero Ice Ball and how it's a middle hitting move, Chameleon could do something like he uses the Ice Ball, but it's a high hit or a low hit, something like that. I think changing up how Chameleon use the other ninjas' moves would be really interesting. And I think it's also a good reason to include ninja characters that might not even get in. So, for example, most likely Scarlet isn't going to be in this game. So, female Chameleon could do a sort of blood cipher or something like that to represent Scarlet. I think that'd be pretty interesting, and I know a lot of people may not like that, but at the same time, we haven't, like, Chameleon haven't been around for that long. They haven't gotten that much representation, so seeing them come back, I think it's a good opportunity to also bring in characters' moves, but in unique and different ways. And also, it will be pretty interesting to see how they, again, do in the modern setting. And yeah. I also hope we do get original characters as well. Like a pink ninja, a male pink ninja that does plants or chrome. Please. It's been far too long. I don't want to hear the excuse of, oh, we don't, take fan characters and make them real. Shut up, no, you did that with Ermac and Scarlet. So you can do that with Chrome as well. Hell, you don't even have to call him Chrome, call him Carbon. With a K, something. And you know what? I know people are gonna hate me for this. I think we should get Cole Young. Hear me out. I know a lot of people don't like Cole Young. For me, I don't mind him at all. I think he's actually pretty interesting and does have a lot of potential. Plus, the idea of a Mortal Kombat character being really good at offense, but shit at defense, but when he activates his ability, not only can he take hits, but deal that much damage plus more back? I mean, come on, that is an interesting idea. Yes, it's plot armor, but who cares? It's a good ability. Shut up. No, but I don't know. For me personally, I think it'd be a good idea, not to mention it would kind of expand Cole's character, maybe add some development that we couldn't get in the movie. Something like that. I think that'd be pretty interesting to see. But you know what? I think that's going to be it for this video. Let me know what you guys think. What do you personally want to see? What characters do you want to see? What mechanics do you want to see? Why you don't want to see Melina anywhere near this game? Trust me, any comment like that, I will absolutely automatically give it a heart. just like that. But in all seriousness though, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. I do want to make more Mortal Kombat videos and Street Fighter videos. I really need to get on doing that. As the time of recording this, the Pokemon Presents Day or Pokemon Day is coming out tomorrow, so I might do a video on that. Just kind of giving my thoughts about the DLC, because we're gonna get DLC announcement for that game. We all know this. But aside from that, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, evening, and or night. And I will see you guys next time. Laters.